Hi, I'm Nick. I'm the annotator, and I created this channel really just to review movies, but at the same time, I do want to use a specific format to cover all the elements in cinema I personally feel are the most important for making a good, bad, great, or terrible movie. A little bit about myself. I'm one of those careless people that chose cinema as my college study, and at the risk of losing a portion of the already small viewer base this channel might appeal to, I am an amateur filmmaker, though I really want to stress the word amateur there. Um, Basically, the annotator is a way for me to feel like I'm contributing something productive to, something relating to my favorite art form, which is cinema. Because in reality, I'm a failure, and I wanted to use YouTube to help me feel better about myself. The intent of this video in particular is just to introduce myself, introduce the channel, the concept. I will introduce the structure and the format that I plan to use for all the video reviews. And, also thank you for watching this video. If you've made it this far, I certainly think that the actual film review videos are going to be a lot more enjoyable. Hope that you swing back around for those, and, hopefully we can make videos for a really long time on this channel. So let's get to the format real quick. In each video, I'm going to start with a very basic, would I recommend this film? It's virtually the same thing as like Rotten Tomatoes, Rotten or Fresh Tomato Meter for each movie that they have. Very straightforward. The second little segment that I'll kind of go over is the viewer base that I feel like the film is going to be most enjoyable for. I'll do my best to assign, the groups that I feel are going to most enjoy the movie, so that if you're a casual moviegoer and you just want to kind of know at a glance, like, does this movie appeal to me, or am I going to enjoy it? Maybe my opinion will be accurate on that front. Beyond that, I'm going to talk about 9 total categories related to either writing or production that I feel are most important for a movie to execute well, and I'm going to assign for each of those categories a minus, double minus, plus, double plus, or a neutral based on how strong or weak I feel the movie executes in that category. So it's basically like a 1 through 5 scale. It's just not going to be using numbers. So I did want to run through those categories and what each of those mean to me, and kind of how I'm going to be looking at those. Okay, so the first 4 categories are going to be under writing, and we're going to start with story and plot. All right, obviously, how good is the story? Does the story intrigue us? Is it well written? Does it make sense? That's what we're looking at for there. The second category is structure and pace. It's basically, how fluid does the movie feel? Does it feel like it's moving a little bit too fast, like we can't focus on certain narrative moments or characters? Or is it, moving at the right time, and does it feel like we're able to get lost in the movie? That's usually structure and pace. The third thing is going to be character development. Character development, basically, how much do we know about this character, and how much do we need to know about this character for he or she to lead us on this story, or be a part of this story, obviously. We'll get into that a little bit more once we start actually reviewing movies. You might start to understand a little bit more about what I mean there. The last thing with writing is going to be dialogue. What is the quality of the words that are spoken in the movie? It's pretty simple. Is it really bad dialogue, like really bad? Or is it really naturalistic? Some filmmakers allow their actors to ad-lib stuff. Some filmmakers want their scripts to be almost overwritten, but for effect in a way that serves the story. Tarantino, of course, comes to mind there. The last 5 categories are going to fall under the production side, and the first of those is cinematography. That's basically the photography of the movie. And a lot of times the cinematographer is going to be responsible for camera movements and camera framing also. So does the photography and the movement of the camera serve the story, enhance the story, add any kind of additional context, or suggest anything? Is it artistic? that kind of stuff, basically. Or is it really bad? Is it really stale? Is it really bland, uninspired, that kind of thing? The second thing is going to be direction. That's basically, is the film focusing on, the right narrative beats at the right times? Is it allowing us the time to soak in certain moments and really get lost in the movie, which is what any filmmaker should want. The third thing is going to be editing. Do the film's cuts, serve the story or, have any kind of clear artistic function, or are they just random because somebody walked around another person and that kind of thing? Like, is it functional? Is it good? I don't know. We'll get to it. The fourth thing is going to be visual effects and animation. Basically, relative to the date of production of the film, how good is the animation? How good are the visual effects? Basically, are they noticeably amazing? Like, oh my god, that is beautifully animated. Or are they distractingly bad? In the case where they're, almost unnoticed or completely unnoticed, those are going to be huge positives, obviously. Visual effects, generally speaking, are just supposed to enhance the story or do something visually that, might be too expensive or too impractical or too dangerous to do practically. Okay? The fifth thing is going to be score and music. So, does the score or the use of non-diegetic music, so music that is outside of the story world, does it serve to add any context to the story or make the story more compelling or more emotional or heavier or more intense, whatever the case is? And that's basically it. I mean, after we go through all of those categories, I'm going to give my final thoughts, and I'm going to also assign a 1 through 10 rating of the film overall. That's something that you guys are going to see on the thumbnails of the video reviews, but I'll assign that too, and hopefully at that point in the video, towards the end, you guys will have a good understanding as to why I gave a movie whatever rating I gave it. Thanks.